Hi, my name's Rueben Taylor. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to listen to this video. Over the next few minutes I'll tell you a little bit about my background and how I became an action business coach, and also some important information you'll need to go through before we catch up and invest some time together. So I actually started my career as an engineer, did that for a few years, but then I realised that engineering wasn't quite for me. And so I went and did my MBA, a Masters in Business. Now I wasn't sure where that was going to lead me, but I knew it was going to lead me away from engineering. And at a similar time I had a mentor in life, and he shared with me that on average we live to 80 years old, and that works out to be about 4,000 weeks. And he said to me, Rueben, you've got to hustle wisely while you're young. You've got to hustle wisely while you're young. Because when I heard that 4,000 weeks, that didn't sound like a long time, and I realised that for me to make a difference, I had to get on and start doing things sooner rather than later. So I made a decision that I was going to become a millionaire by the time I was 30. I was going to have my family in my mid-30s, and I would effectively retire and start contributing back by the time I was 40. I'm now 35 years old. I'm a multi-millionaire. I've now started giving back and starting going on that contribution path. So the interesting thing of how I came across action, I was actually looking to get started in my first business when I came across an ad in the paper. It said, wanted people with passion, people with heart, help use your business knowledge and skills to help people achieve success in business. And I knew that was something for me. And I wasn't really sure what business coaching was at the time. That's often like some of the people that I first meet with. They don't really know what a business coach does. When I find out that there's someone who's an expert in business, someone who's going to go alongside them to hold them accountable, to keep them focused, who knows their industry inside out, you make a very powerful synergy by teaming up together. And really, when we sit down together, we're going to start exploring what are some of the opportunities for you and your business. So the interesting thing on my journey, I actually started my business from home. I had a spare office in my room, and I soon realised that, hey, this work and life balance doesn't really work from home, and I had to get serious. And I really got present to that I really had a hobby rather than a business. And so I said, I went out and actually set up a business, and I teamed up with my current business partner, Gavin Bassett. We formed a company called Business Success Accelerators, and we grew our team to a team of 12 coaches. And we took, within 12 months of that company starting, it was about 5 years ago, to the #1 business coaching franchise in the world. So out of 1,000 coaches around the world, our Business Accelerators was #1. There's two reasons why that happened. The first one is that we practice what we teach. Some of the things that you're going to learn when we sit down together, when we work together on the coaching program, they're things that we've applied in our own business, and we've applied in hundreds of businesses right here in Perth. And the second thing is that we're careful about the types of people that we work with. So here's the thing, I consider that you'll go through the information I've sent through to you, and if that resonates with you, if you believe that's something that a path you want to go down, well then we'll sit down together. And if not, well that's okay, and because coaching may not be for you. So I consider when we first sit down together, the coaching is a bit of a test drive. You're going to get the opportunity to see whether you could work with a coach and whether the action coach philosophy and models and will work for you. And likewise, we're going to get to see if you're a good fit for coaching. Are you coachable? Are you someone who will actually benefit and accelerate under the guidance of a coach? So one belief I have is coaching speeds up the inevitable in your business. So if you're going to make a lot more money, well that's going to happen. If you're going to work less hours, well that's going to happen. If you've got some bad team members in your team and who shouldn't be there, well we're going to identify that and they're going to be moved on. If you're in the wrong business, well that's going to be identified. It's going to speed up the journey that you're on already. So before we meet so you can get the most out of our time together, so I've got some important information which I've sent to you through the post, and it's really important you go through that information before we sit down together. The first thing, there's a CD, the 6 steps to building a successful business. You're going to get a really good understanding how Action Coach works with businesses like yours, helping them free up their time, helping them grow the profits of the business, help getting a high performance team. The other thing that's going to be in that kit is some information on our coaching program. So you get an idea of how actually businesses work with coaches. At the end of going through the information, you're going to get a good understanding of whether coaching is for you or not. And after going through the information, if you believe, hey, this isn't really my cup of tea, maybe it's not the best time that we meet, well, that's okay as well. But if you, after hearing that information, you really decide that this is something you know you need to do, then we're going to sit down together and we're going to identify all the areas of potential in your business and start to map out a bit of a game plan of how together we're going to get you to where you want to go. So until we meet, I wish you all the best. Have a fantastic day.